It is such a grim year, and I'm in a way very happy that some people are coming to terms with the fact of why things are grim. Throughout my years of videos, years and years, and I'm not the only one, but throughout my years of videos, I always started out with, especially particularly during the strike and COVID, there was a bunch of what I call navel-gazing articles from the Access Media going, we really have a problem here. We need to deal. And then they list the problems, Chris, and they just miss one every time.
Right.
They would miss one every fucking time. And it is pissing off half the audience. They wouldn't touch it. They denied it happened. Up until very recently, they didn't think it was a thing. And now we have Jennifer Lawrence coming out, of all people, and admitting it's a thing.
There really needs to be a, well, I don't think this will happen, but a come to Jesus moment, at least, or a come to the truth moment about why Hollywood is failing. And it's, you said it, they chose a side and they despise the audience. You know, when they say the customer is always right, if you order pizza and you order from a pizza place that delivers bad pizza, you stop ordering the pizza. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
You're not delivering a product that gets people butts in seats. And they will only come out for event films that, like an Avatar, right? Okay, I think that's going to do very well. But my God, like just every franchise has been infiltrated. And a lot of it is, I mean, I don't know if you saw that thing about the great feminization of everything where women kind of insert themselves. And then when that happens, men tend to just, what they do is they just exit that field. They just go, well, if I'm not welcome here, I'll go do something else.
So the whole point of this, sorry, we're building up to Jennifer Lawrence's comments.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Are that they have finally become self-aware way too fucking late. Jennifer Lawrence questions whether she should speak out against Trump now. What am I doing? The Oscar winner indicated she didn't want to alienate her audience. I don't want to start turning people off to films and to art that could change consciousness or change the world because they don't like my political opinions. This is something, Chris, I said, particularly with Star Trek and Doctor Who. I said, if you wanted to convey a message, and generally there was a message being conveyed in Star Trek more than Doctor Who, but they were tales of morality, and they would propose questions about, like, of course, Star Trek: The Next Generation essentially covered cancel culture, you know, way back in the day. And they would put up both sides of the argument and mostly let the audience decide at the end. But they even if they did come to a solution, they weren't preaching at you. They were like, here's what we think right and wrong is, and here's what we think the right answer is. But they left it open in a lot of cases for interpretation, right? Star Trek covered a lot of stuff that was like, well, they're definitely doing, you know, like interfering with another planet's politics, whether we like them or not. Like, is that the right thing to do? Right. But it was morality tales that didn't preach at the audience and point at half of them going, you're wrong, they're right, fuck you, which is what we're getting now. And I always said in those reviews, I'm like, you know, you're losing that. You're losing that conveying a message to everybody. And it still makes it like a communal experience and we can all discuss. Right now, it's half the side doesn't want to listen anymore because you told them to fuck off. When Donald Trump was first elected president in 2016, Jennifer Lawrence said her head exploded, and the former Republican, remember, keep that in mind, who grew up in Kentucky, a state that voted for Trump a lot. By the way, she was a Republican right until her agent told her not to be.
Right, exactly.
Because what's the mantra in Hollywood? I'll be whatever you need me to be. Exactly. Period. So she was a phony. And she probably does no shit. Okay. She passionately spoke out against Trump. She supported President Clinton. She supported Kamala. She even like knocked on doors for Kamala. You could scroll up. But now, amid more reflective approach to her public comments and persona, she's questioning if she should speak out against the president. I didn't really know if I should, Lawrence said to the New York Times on the outlet's The Interview podcast. During the first Trump administration, I felt like I was running around with like a chicken with my head cut off. But as we've learned, election after election, celebrities do not make a difference whatsoever on who people vote for. As a matter of fact, I would say it's an adverse effect at this point, Chris. So then what am I doing? I'm just sharing my opinion on something that's going to add fuel to the fire that's ripping the country apart. We are so divided, and Hollywood played their part. She also indicated she's conscious of how her audience might react to what she says. Wow, Chris. I think I'm in a complicated recalibration. In other words, oh shit, I fucked up. I'm also an artist. Some actors, Chris, are artists, are true artists. They are. Yeah. Absolutely. Daniel Day-Lewis is an artist. Okay? He's an artist. He's very good at his craft. Jennifer Lawrence, she's not a bad actress, but artist?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, it's pushing it. I don't want to start turning people off to my films and to the art that could change consciousness or change the world because they don't like my political opinions, she added. I want to protect my craft so that you can still get lost in what I'm doing. And if I can't say something that's going to speak to some kind of peace or lowering the temperature or some sort of solution, I don't want to be a part of the problem. I don't want to make the problem worse. Lawrence's recent comments echo Vanity Fair, where she explained why she avoided discussing politics prior to Trump's rise to power. I've always thought it was a good idea to stay out of politics. 25% of America identify as liberal. I need more than 25% of America to see my movies. We could end it there. It's not like she supports Trump or anything. She's just being self-aware enough to go, wow, our industry is falling apart right now. And maybe I played a part in destroying my industry. And it's like, it's good that she realized this because you did. You did. I know she's the first female action star, Chris. And being the first female action star comes with great power comes great responsibility, Chris.
Yes. You ever watch that? This is a weird comparison. You ever watch that show Hard Knocks on HBO?
Yes. First couple seasons.
Yeah. I've watched different seasons of it. One of the things that really surprised me is they bring the rookies in that are coming in and they put them through a school where they teach them all the ways their family will try to, sponge money off them, all the ways that women will try to take advantage of them, how to manage their money, and how to be media savvy. Why is it at least, okay, there's a lot of things I don't like about modern day NFL, but the one thing for the most part, other than what's his name, Kaepernick, most athletes, they talk about the game. It's the same speech every time. We got to play to win. There's a reason it's like that, and not everything some dumb. If you look at the percentage of athletes in the NFL that kind of stay on task with promote the brand, like what?
Oh, I was going to say, have you heard a Justin Herbert interview? The quarterback of the Chargers. It's exactly that.
Yeah,
it's comical.
Well, I would count how many times an athlete would say, "I'll tell you what." And that's a statement that says nothing. Uh-huh. What you're doing is you're delaying because the wheels, the little thing in your head is spinning, the spinning wheel. Like, I don't know what to say. I'll tell you what. It's a meaningless opener to say, but I used to count how many times it was said during a broadcast. Anyways, but when you compare it with Hollywood celebrities, they speak out on politics often. Now, I'll say some of that is due to the fact that the media sets them up.
Yes, 100%.
They are set up like that guy, the super gay guy from Variety.
Mark Milken.
Is this the gayest Godzilla movie you've ever seen?
Is this the gayest gay ever?
Yeah. How gay does Stranger Things get this year? Like,
super gay.
Yeah, like everything has to be,
Hello, 13-year-old boy. Is your character gay?
Yeah, exactly. Like it's bizarre that that's an obsession, and Hollywood would benefit from having some media training for actors. There's a way to get out of avoiding you can be polite and not answer some of these questions, you know?
Yeah, it's
Perfectly
media
acceptable.
savvy, Chris. To give you some history of what I'm leading up towards is I watched a video. I can't remember the guy's name. He's just in San Antonio. It's just him walking around San Antonio and going over the history of Hollywood and basically covering a lot of stuff we covered in the videos. But he also like went way back into the history. Like, okay, so Hollywood started basically running from Thomas Edison, who was suing everybody who tried to emulate anything about making a movie. So basically, 5 Jewish guys went to Hollywood, Jack Warner being one of them, and they built an industry away from him. And they had it all. So up until the invention of the television, 90 million in tickets being sold every weekend. Equivalent. Right. I think it's adjusted for inflation. Every fucking weekend. Like it's insane. That gets halved when television comes around, but it's still really fucking good. And then Hollywood pivots and goes, we're going to start making television. Then they survive. Then V8, then equipment gets cheaper. He didn't mention this part, but like what brought on, this, Chris, what brought on the Coppolas and the Spielbergs and the Scorseses was equipment started getting cheaper. Cameras got cheaper. Yeah. It was like really, and they broke out of the studio system too, which worked for them for a long time. Then VHS came. That was a huge boon. DVD, Blu-ray. And it's when they didn't pivot fully to streaming, they fell apart. He goes over all that. But then he goes, but then everything became homogenized for China. Yes. They stole all our shit like they always do. And now they've it's basically a bottleneck. Like Hollywood can't get in there anymore because they stole all their shit and they're making it. And they got too fucking preachy and fucking pissed off half the country. And it was just so nice to hear the guy say it. And I'm like, you got there, buddy. You did. And now we're in this, and he mentioned the strikes and how they haven't recovered from that. And the strikes, how much the strikes cost them business-wise is billions. And we said that at the time, Chris, like this is going to cost them billions. Atlanta's hurt Hollywood. Now the UK is hurting Hollywood. And now even those places are going to start to suffer because of social media. And during the strikes and during COVID, the audience broke their habit and they started going elsewhere for entertainment. Now, we can argue all day, well, is it as high a form of entertainment than this? It's like, whatever. There's gaming and there's social media and there's movies, and it's in that order, and movies and TV are falling way, way behind. And now you have all these delays and nothing comes out. Well, I mean, we're talking about Predator Badlands, Chris, would be an also-ran movie that we would fucking forget about in normal times.
Yeah.
Like, this is basically a streaming movie that's being put in the theaters. Now, people argued that Prey should have been in theaters. No, Prey was a streaming movie that a lot of people liked. It still shouldn't have been put in the theaters. And that's all we've got. And then it's Predator, it's Zootopia 2, it's Wicked, and it's Avatar. So 4 movies in the most lucrative, busiest time of year where Hollywood should have a tentpole every weekend.
It is. Yeah, there would be a variety. There would be a comedy like Fackham Hall, right? There'd be some, earnest romantic movie, maybe a romantic comedy, There would be then a gross out teen sex comedy, and then some action movie with big muscles and a gun, and then some sci-fi thing every once in a while. That was rare. I mean, when I was a kid, sci-fi movies were rare.
We watched them all. Like, B movie, C movie. We went to every single one because it was sci-fi.
Yeah, exactly. And there isn't the variety, there isn't the variety at the movie theater. I mean, like the last, October was so dry. It's like, what do we go see? Like, there's nothing. It's it's really sad.
Yeah, we just had one of the worst weekends in years, and it's not going to get much better. And people will come up and say, well, look at Wicked now and Zootopia now. The theaters are back. It's like, you guys said theaters were back when Minecraft came out. You said it when Lilo and Stitch came out. And we said at the time, no, this isn't enough. And look at the quality of that film, right? That is not something that's going to carry anything over. There's no innovation going on. And when you have a dwindling audience, you need to do everything you can to keep that audience. And continuing to piss it off and going out with one woke after another, and it's going to win 14 Academy Awards. Chris, it's going to break fucking Lord of the Rings records. And
it'll get that nomination.
It's going to be a big old middle finger. Now, it wins Best Picture, dude. It does.
I think so. Yeah.
I think hands down it wins Best Picture. But yeah, and that's why we're in the shape we're in now. And we tried to warn you. And now actual, like one of the worst culprits out there is going, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Well,
Right.
Nerdrotic.com. Please subscribe.